So the number of games coming out in 2018 is looking pretty darn impressive, with hundreds of games releasing in the upcoming months. What games on PC should you look forward to the most? In this video I'm going to list the best upcoming PC games to keep an eye on coming up. Welcome back my friends, Robin here on Chips Media, bringing you the best tips and tools for gaming. On this channel you'll find PC components, tech, gadgets and console accessories, as well as gaming reviews. So if you're interested in that, consider subscribing. In this video I'm going to list the most anticipating games on PC to look forward to in 2018. Now obviously, since it's a limited list, there's going to be games missing, so I want to know what games you're looking forward to the most. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below. With that said, let's get started, kicking 2018 off with Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ is the next upcoming major release within the Dragon Ball universe. Arc System Works stand for the development, and yeah, they're probably most known for Guilty Gear and yeah, the Blaze Bull series, and I hope I got to pronounce it right. You get to choose the 3 characters to fight and switch through during matches, and the game will follow a newly revived Android 16 and his army of androids that are designed to look like various characters. Now, the game quickly became the fastest selling Dragon Ball game ever. It also set a Steam record for the highest number of concurrent users. It landed the 2nd spot in sales chart in the UK, Australia and also on New Zealand, right behind, yeah, believe it or not, Monster Hunter World, who's apparently almost unbeatable. It's crazy, right? And moving on, we got Dynasty Warriors 9, hack and slash your way to victory, and his epic game made by Omega Force. Rumors are talking about a huge world in Dynasty Warriors 9. You will experience an immersive open world adventure featuring the signature 1 versus 1000 style action in the series' most ambitious entry to date. You guys know what I'm talking about, you've seen it plenty of times before. The player will explore China as it existed when federal warlords vied for dominance over the land, the waning days of the Han Dynasty and the emergence of the Three Kingdoms era. Now moving on, we got Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now, huge medieval open world adventure built on freedom, where the player get to jump into numerous non-linear quests that can be completed in several different ways. The main story focuses on to drive out an invading army, an army that essentially killed your family. The skill system will let you progress whoever you want, choose between warriors, bard and thief and different hybrid types. There's also a time-limited conversation system that builds or even breaks relationship, and on top of that the player will have needs like sleep and eating, while gear and clothes will degrade as time goes on and yeah, will require repairing. Guys, I want to grab my sword and start cutting stuff up. Is that weird to say? Anyway, I'm psyched. I told you that. Now I want to know your thoughts. If you haven't been sleeping under a stone, you've probably at least once heard about the RTS mega classic, The Age of Empires. And truth be told, few RTS games have been as widely played as this game. Now, enjoyed by casual and hardcore fans of the genre alike. All of us should be jumping up and down to dive into this remaster. Now, all of the game's assets have been reworked and the number of poses for each unit doubled. There will also be an improved AI and a modernized UI, as well as more commands, lobbies and other quality of life improvements. What? I didn't hear that. Did anyone just say Big Daddy? The studio behind the huge success FTL, Faster Than Light, comes into the breach. An isometric turn-based strategy game where you must save the Earth from various kaiju-sized threats by commanding humongous robots. This looks extremely rad if you ask me. The game is set in a far future where humanity fight against an army of giant monsters collectively called the Vec. To combat and defeat them, the player controls soldiers that operate giant mechs that can be equipped with a variety of weapons, armor and other equipment. Now, while Elon is preparing the BFR to bring a colony to Mars in a few years' time, surviving Mars could very well be the first chance to hang out on the red planet virtually. Now, this is a strategy game from Paradox Interactive, the same team behind games like City Skylines. This time, your task is to ultimately build a colony on Mars. Now, it will be a challenge and people will die, but it is your job to keep that number as small as possible. So this is what we know. The studio have been working on it since at least early 2016, according to interviews, but have also kept quiet about exactly how it's changing. It will have immersive dynamic weather and a living, breathing world where everyone will have their appointments and jobs to do. Now, Deadfire is a direct sequel to Pillars of Eternity, taking place in the world of Eora. The player will once again be assuming the role of a watcher, a character with the ability to look into other people's souls and read their memories, as well as the ones in their vast lives. And step into the shoes of being a real deal pirate, as Sea of Thieves is all about scavengers for treasure, loot island, take to the open sea and battle against other crews that are unfortunate enough to come in your way. You're gonna be able to craft a ton of different stuff and shape your own custom stories using various in-game tools. These campaigns can then be uploaded online for other players to take on and enjoy. Now, who the hell stole my run? Moving on to number 8, we got A Way Out. A Way Out is an adventure where you get to jump into this unique action adventure of two convicts who must survive and escape a prison, directed by the Swedish phenomenon Joseph Fares and the rest of the studio that brought us Brothers: A Tale from Two Sons. Now, the game required 2 players, with the display being split screen regardless of playing the video game locally or through online. The stories will be told simultaneously, and while one character may be in a cutscene or something, the other will be able to freely move and execute their tasks. Pretty radical, right? As you would imagine, guys, teamwork is going to be key here in this unique telling story. Moving on, we got Far Cry 5. So believe it or not, this is the 11th installment, but only the 5th in the main title. Up until this point, we've been visiting all kinds of places like snowy mountains in Nepal to then also travel back in time in Far Cry Primal. This time we get to visit a fictional place called Hope Country, as rumors say, a place within the United States of America in Montana. Now, the player are called in to deal with this guy called Joseph Seed, a leader of a cult who has forced his way into controlling Hope Country, as more innocent civilians become trapped and forced into taking orders from Joseph. Only a few of residents stand between Seed and his reign. Expect a first-person shooter in an open-world environment where exploration on both foot and through vehicle will get you closer to putting an end into Joseph's whole mess, alright? Total War Sagas are spin-off series of the main Creative Assembly titles that focus on flashpoint moments in history, this first of which being Thrones of Britannia. Now, this is the first Total War Saga. The year is 878, feels super weird to say that, and the Vikings have established themselves on the British mainland, but the native kings are yet to be overthrown. Now, for anyone that is into the RTS genre, this is definitely something to have an eye on. All I can say is the year of RTS is definitely looking bright as hell. Clyde's Entertainment is the studio behind this latest RPG, and that should be enough to get you excited on its own. Griftlands is an RPG where everything is negotiable: money, loyalty, hell, even morality. Clyde Entertainment have basically nailed everything they've ever tried, though, bringing originality and quality to whatever they touch. We got Crackdown III, another Xbox Play Anywhere exclusive that we're really thankful for, which not just pushed the tech of gaming to new levels, it also lets you enjoy the game on both PC and Xbox without having to buy the game twice. Now it's been almost a decade since the release of Crackdown 2. Finally, Reagent Games is bringing out the highly anticipated third installment in the series, Crackdown 3. Now the rumors are saying they spent a lot of time on the destruction in the game. Players will be able to destroy practically anything within the video game, all thanks to Microsoft Cloud computing platform known as the Microsoft Azure. And yeah, for icing on the cake we got Terry Crews. Well, that's all that I needed. Moving on, we got the Crew 2. Ubi's Racer is stepping things up a notch by not just including driving but also flying and boating across a huge open world adventure. So forget about driving just about every car you can think of. Now guys, this time you gotta dream even bigger, because in Crew 2 you can also switch between planes and boats. All of this is happening across a huge open world interpretation of what is said to be America, giving you the freedom to indulge just about every kind of racing, basically. Now this is looking good, I'm not going to lie guys. I mean, just I don't know, let's just move on, because I think I did something with my head. With colorful art direction and braid style time manipulation puzzles, the Gardens Between looks like an excellent addition to anyone's indie game collection. Best friends Ariana and Friend find themselves in a surreal world of garden islands. Traverse back and forward in time to discover each garden secrets and reveal a story about friendship, childhood and growing up. Moving on, we got Jurassic World Evolution, which is a theme park simulator made by the developer Frontier Studios, the same studio that brought us Planet Coaster, Elite Dangerous, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. According to Frontier Studios, the player are put in the charge of the cinema's greatest tourist destination, where they will have the opportunity to create and manage their own Jurassic World. You will be able to control the operations on Isla Nublar as well as the surrounding islands, breeding new dinosaurs, building attractions, containment and research facilities. God, is it hot in here? I'm sweating a ton right now guys, I'm psyched as you can hear. Vampir. First, Remember Me, followed up by Life is Strange, and now Vampir. Then Tord Entertainment has crafted up some popular titles so far, that's for sure. Vampir takes place during the 1918th Spanish flu pandemic in London, where players take the role of a doctor called Jonathan Reed, who's in a predicament as he's a vampire with a bloodthirsty nature, but is battling his condition with his Hippocratic Oath. This is an action role-playing title where players can traverse part of the world while also leveling in order to unlock new abilities and skills through the skill tree. Now, Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the hotly anticipated games on this list and also one of the furthest out. Now, Cyberpunk is an enigmatic project from CD Projekt Red, the guys who made the Witcher series. Now, this is going to be a sci-fi adventure RPG. Now, we don't know for sure, but it could be another 2 years before Cyberpunk hits the store. Now, there's not that much that we know about this game so far, so enjoy the trailer that is playing right now, because that's pretty much all there is as of right now. Also, as I said, the game might not even come out in 2018 because CD Projekt Red doesn't say anything whatsoever, and yeah, that's also perfectly okay because they're CD Projekt Red, so technically this game shouldn't even be on this list from the first place. I mean, come on guys, can't the boy just dream a little? Anyway, cross our fingers because a release this year would be just amazeballs. Following up the events of 2018 success State of Decay, State of Decay 2 will focus heavily on cooperative gameplay with up to 3 other friends. Now, if you haven't experienced the first game in the series, this game is all about surviving and zombies, and it puts player in a very own unique story. While battling zombies is very much a key aspect of the game, players are encouraged to work together in setting up their own community that's able to successfully take on the undead threat. Moving on, we got Biomutant. In Biomutant, players take on the role of a raccoon lookalike creature that must save the world. With a poisonous oil spreading up on the ground, the world as we know it is quickly getting infected and dying off. This disease has also spread to the Tree of Life, a giant tree that brings life to the whole world. It is up to the player to seek out each of the 6 roots of the Tree of Life and stop the oil and defeat each boss. Furthermore, the game will be tossing players a number of decisions of what they will affect the overall narrative storyline. Third installment in the Metro game series and a game that has been in development since 2014, developed by 4A Games and based on the Dmitry Glukhovsky novel comes Metro Exodus, a first-person shooter that takes place in the not-so-distant future, more specifically in 2036, once again in a post-apocalyptic Earth which was devastated by war, where nuclear weapons were used, pretty much destroyed everything. That was however decades ago. Once again we get to experience a reality where an unknown catastrophe rendered the surface inhospitable, forcing humanity to live underground, expect a ton of strange demons and supernatural phenomenons. Now I enjoyed Last Light, and Exodus will follow the events of the previous title, and yeah, that's all that I'm telling you guys without getting into spoilers. Exciting stuff. Now if you have played through the story campaign in the previous title, please guys share your thoughts on Last Light without dropping any spoilers. I'm dying to know. Now Shenmue III hopes to conclude a story that began way back in December 1999 on the Sega Dreamcast. Now is there any one of you guys that ever heard of this console? Did you own one? If so, let us know. Now regardless, there's nothing to stress about since there's plenty of videos on YouTube that can fill you in. The third installment is developed by Nilo and EaseNet and published by Deep Silver, scheduled for release in the second half of 2018 for Windows and PlayStation 4. The game follows teenage martial art Ryo Hazuki in his quest to find his father's killer in the 1980s China. The third and potentially final installment will conclude Ryo Hazuki's tale of redemption as he seeks to revenge his father's death. Now we're all hoping for a vast open world to explore all the charm and innovation previous games dealt in spades. Now the Monster Hunter have always had a huge following in Japan, but struggle a bit in other places in the world, mainly because of the grind-heavy gameplay and complex RPG system that do little to make your day easy, though that seems to be all history now as people are reporting a game that promises co-op fun for you and up to 3 friends, with the rough edges from previous titles smoothened down a bit, but still keeping the appealing core game alive. As it seems, you essentially gear up to hunt down some Gargarian bad guys, then you loot their corpses to fashion weapons and armor to hunt down even bigger and more horrific creatures. This game is huge guys. If you haven't had a chance to try Monster Hunter well loved yet, get on it ASAP. Also let me know what level you are and your initial thoughts. Is it really too much grinding? Let us know. Soul Calibur 6 represents the latest entry and the premier weapon-based head-to-head fighting series and continues the epic struggle of warriors searching for the legendary soul swords. Now the 6th installment is taking place in the 16th universe. Revisit the events of the original Soul Calibur to uncover hidden truths. One of the latest in the line of Kickstarter MMOs, these guys inspired beyond the whooping $750,000 asking price, actually reaching more than $2.3 million. This is the one MMO to keep an eye on in 2018. Ashes of Creation is an open world, non-faction based, no pay to win, high fantasy MMO RPG. They even claim that they're going to change the face of the genre. This is interesting guys. Are you a backer to the project, and or what is your initial thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Now this being a Crytek game, you can bet your wife as well as your dog on one single thing: Hunt Showdown looks as rad and spectacular as Crysis did back in 2007. Yeah, that's right. time flies. Now the key to success in Hunt Showdown is stealth. Hunt Showdown is a horror shooter where you, along with teammates, track down and hunt a monster. Goal is to kill the monster and escape with the loot you earn and live to fight another day. But there is a battle royale twist to Showdown in that other players have the same objective and you will be fighting against them in your battle for survival. Now you want to make the least amount of noise as possible in the game and in communication with your teammates. Proximity voice chat is on in this game and the opposition will hear you if you are within range, so you gotta be careful. Now plenty of early alpha gameplay has been live streamed so far and things are looking promising. A question: what games are you guys looking forward to the most in 2018? And let me know in the comments below. Now on this channel I cover a variety of gaming related peripherals, tech, console and PC components such as headset, headphones, mics, monitors and so on. Recently I listed the best budget headsets on PC. Link to that video can be found down below. With that said, who am I to really talk about this? Well, first off, I've been a gamer since I can remember. I'm a tech junkie and I also worked in the gaming peripheral scene in the past. I've also built and overclocked computers for 12 years and I've been a content creator for 3. Now guys, there is a ton of videos just around the corner for you. If you're looking for the best budget monitor, headset, keyboard and headphones, mousepad and more, consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to tap the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any uploads on my end. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Robin on Ships Media. Until next time guys, have an awesome day, alright? Bye!